Alright guys, I've been requested to show you how to wire up an LED kit. So today I'm going to go ahead and show you that. We go ahead and plug up some electronics here. What we're going to do today, we are going to wire up Master Brutus's helmet for some LEDs. That will be inside of our Dutch helmet here. So what I've done, I went ahead and cut out the notch. This notch is going to form our switch. This is a standard slide switch. It's got 3 ports on the back of it. The center port is where you're going to wire in your positive, and either of the outside ports is where you're going to wire your LED. That way it'll slide back and forth. Whichever port you have wired your LED to, the slide back, for example, if the LED is wired here, will be your on switch. All the way off to the other side will be your off position, or in the center neutral will also be an off position. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that in to our hole. And put that to the side. Now our other tools for today: a roll of solder. This is rosin core solder for PC work. It is basically just standard solder. I've got a 9-volt battery kit pre-wired. As you can see, I've already cut the ends off and soldered those so they're ready to go. This is what's going to go inside the helmet. I have a 9-volt battery with a floater clip, also pre-cut and soldered. This is what we're going to use to test our wiring to make sure that everything is working. And we got 2 5mm blue ultra bright LEDs. We've already got these pre-wired with 12-volt resistors, so these will handle up to a 12-volt voltage. And I have already cut and twisted our ends so that we can solder those together easily. A roll of black electrical tape. And I don't know if you see over here, we got a soldering iron, which is heating up as we speak, and a hot glue gun. Now I'm going to take all these things and show you exactly how to wire up an LED set. First thing you want to do is test your LEDs. Taking that 9-volt battery tester, we're going to test this by putting the red to red, black to black. LED comes on, this LED is good. Do the same thing over here. Try and hold them far apart so you don't want to cross the wires, but you just have to touch these. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to solder them together, you don't have to twist them together, you just want that voltage running through. And over here, same thing, light came on. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. So that is good. So we know that these are all good. Alright, we're going to take our helmet. I'm going to try and angle this so that you can see what's going on inside here while I'm working. I don't know how this is going to work out for everybody, so bear with me if you can or can't see. I'm going to take the LEDs first off, and we're going to get those into place. Now how we're going to place those, I've already pre-drilled the holes here and here. We're going to slide those in from behind. And put it down. Then you're going to take a little bit of hot glue and glue that in from behind just to stabilize that LED. Doesn't take much, guys. One of the things you may also have noticed about the inside of Master Brutus's helmet is that it is all black. I do that for all of the completed helmets. It's just spray painted black. This makes it easier to wear inside because you don't have light bouncing off of anything. It's actually absorbed into the helmet, so you don't get confused while you're looking around. Alright, it doesn't take long to dry. This is just hot glue. And then you're going to tape that black electrical tape. You're going to take a piece of that and you're going to tape it right over the top of your LED. This is going to further help secure it, but the other thing it's doing is it is blocking the very bright blue light from coming back in and upsetting your eye. So now we've blocked that light. Sorry about that. Believe it or not, I actually had a text about LEDs. Alright. Now, we're going to start wiring up our system. We're going to take the red wire and place it through. Let me get that in here so you can see. We're going to place it through the eyelet of the switch. Now notice I have not glued down the switch. I also have not soldered anything to it before placing it inside the helmet. This is to make sure that it doesn't get caught anywhere putting it in, and that it will make it through that very small hole that we drilled. Alright, we've got that on there. Now we're going to take our soldering iron. And I know this isn't the professional way to solder, but this is how I solder. What you're supposed to do is touch your soldering iron to the wire itself. Let the wire naturally heat up the solder and melt over it. I'm lazy, so what I do is I actually just touch it to the solder because it's faster. And then I take that soldering iron and place it where I want it to go. This makes it a little bit faster to do. It also, I think, makes it cleaner because your solder only goes where you wanted it to go and nowhere else. That's it. I'll go ahead and take that camera, or actually I'll just pick up the helmet and bring it up there. Now you can see we've got solder on our wire, and it is soldered to the switch. I can see I'm already at 8 minutes. I'm sorry this is boring and I'm not speeding it up. This is a complicated process, so I want to make sure that everyone knows how to do it, how not to do it. Now that we've already got that wire down, I'm going to go ahead and take some more electrical tape, and I'm going to completely tape down that red wire. What we're doing here, we're shielding ourselves, the wearer, from that red wire. And we're also